Alright, good evening all you fellow gamers out there. We are live, and welcome to the first live stream with the second group of protagonists. Technically they're the first because they've been playing a hell of a lot longer, but they're the second group that's agreed to actually go live streaming for you all. We were a little late starting, almost an hour. My deep apologies for that. We had some technical issues, and then we also needed to get the players refamiliarized with their character sheets. They haven't actually been playing in a while, so they needed to be refamiliarized. Alright, okay, so brief synopsis, because this looks like one hell of a war zone that you're all looking at right now. Alright, so our heroes were traveling westward to reach a survivor compound that goes by the name of Motomine. They are completely loaded down with loot at the moment. They were attempting to get to Motomine to offload their loot and sell it. In the process, they came across a convoy that was initially kind of not necessarily hijacked, but it was being held up by what looked like a bunch of raiders. They decided to pick a fight with the raiders, and it's turned this whole map into a bloody war zone now. Alright, so our three heroes, ignore this dude, he's on fire, ladies and gentlemen. So our heroes, we've got George. He doesn't have a person icon on the map because he's literally inside this tank right here. He's operating a busted tank. The turret hydraulics are shot, so he has to manually turn the turret. So he can't drive the tank, turn the turret, and shoot at the same time. Okay, he's got a bit of a conundrum that he has to deal with, which might prove problematic since the raiders have their own fortress tank down here, which is fully functional at the moment, I might add. Good luck, George. You're gonna need it. We got ourselves Morticia over here. She's currently their team sorceress. She's in the process of moving over towards this tree to wake up Aurelius. He was knocked unconscious. He got lit up by a saw gun, turned into Swiss cheese by some 5.56 rounds. So he's kind of laying against the tree. He pumped himself full of morphine and he ended up falling asleep because of it. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. George, I need all three of you to look at your character sheets. What is your speed?
My speed is 10, initiative 6.
I don't care about your initiative. I'm asking about your speed.
Speed is 10.
Okay.
Speed is 9 here.
Aurelius?
He's unconscious, he don't count.
Well, he's unconscious, but I'd like to know what his speed is anyways.
11.
11? Okay. Damn, George, your character's slow. Alright, under normal
I'm the slowest.
He's got 9.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. So under normal circumstances, Aurelius would go first, but again, he is unconscious, so we're gonna hand it off to George, who's currently in the tank. Now, George, your character, you do have like a digital computer screen of a viewport that you're looking through. You can see this guy running in front of you. He's like trying to run across you. He is lit on fire. This dude's on fire. He's like panicking and running around. He's not really armed at the moment. He's just screaming like a banshee. You do know that on the side of your tank, you have another dude who's trying to climb onto your tank. He's actually already climbed up on the side of it. So your tank is currently in the process of being boarded by at least one dude.
Okay.
You are also aware of the tank to the southeast of your position, which is much bigger than your tank, I might add. You are also aware, so ladies and gentlemen, also just some context. This group of this group of heroes, Aurelius and George, their characters are both. They have some backstory where they're trying to hunt down a guy that goes by the moniker the Captain. They don't know his actual name. They just know that that's the moniker he goes by, and this tank bears that individual's symbol on the side of it. George, you are also aware that you have not only the tank, you have 3 motorbikes that are approaching in your direction. So these are little motorized motorcycles that are coming after you too. They're going to be moving super fast, and I want you to know that. Yeah. Alright. You can tell by your viewing port that this guy that I'm pinging, he actually has a ballistic lance.
Okay.
These other two, you can't tell what they have, but you know this dude over here has a ballistic lance.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, without further ado, George, I will let you take your turn.
All right. Well, since I still want to.
Oh, and just so you're, because I don't remember, it's been a long time since we played. Do you need me to refresh you on the stats of your vehicle, or are you good? I would like to think you have most of them written down at least, but do you need me to refresh anything that you may be asking questions on?
There's nothing written down. I'm gonna need the stats. I know it's got like a big ass plasma cannon. It's got dual like static Vulcan miniguns up front.
Yes.
If you want to,
It's
yeah,
not it's not a plasma gun. It just fires. It's a big ass laser cannon that it uses. Yes.
Yeah, and it runs off the microfusion cores.
Correct.
And gunner loads and shoots. I mean, fusion cannon. There's that's the driver passenger operates. Okay, so it is annotated as Vulcan miniguns. So.
You should also. You're capable of using a smoke screen, but you only get 3 uses of that.
Okay, I will put that in the bullet points. Give me there's the type option. If it'll. Yeah, my God, man. Smoke screen. X3. Back to that. Okay. The thing I'm not remembering is hit points, and
you don't really have hit points. It's just if you take enough damage, you go boom, or you get disabled.
Okay.
There's not really any hit points. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay. All right, then I think I actually have like the major shit I need to know, annotated.
All right, kudos. Take your turn then.
All right, so I am going to kind of drive up and slide my edge up against a tree to squish or smear this dude off of me.
Alright, I see what you're trying to do. You should be able to move the tank. If you can't, I will move the tank for you.
I can move the tank. I have the grid thing. I'm gonna move it like that, and then that, and then I guess right about there. Yeah, that should work. Or you'll be more kind of inside the tree.
Given what you're trying to do, let me just do like that for you. You're kind of trying to squish this dude, so let's move you right there.
Squish or scrape or just get him off the tank for now.
Alright, let me make a dexterity roll for this guy and see if he actually gets knocked off. Because it's just a pine tree you're rubbing up against.
Yeah. It would make it very annoying.
I'm not going to give him too terribly many rolls. Let's just... He got 1 success. Alright, you didn't knock him off your tank. He's still on your tank, but you did knock him off balance, so he's struggling to, he's struggling. You didn't knock him off the tank, you just knocked him off balance, for the most part. He's still holding on to the side of your tank.
Okay. And I'm going to shoot this bastard next.
Alright, remember, you're gonna have to, your character had to move, I'll assume you started in your driver's seat.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have your character to climb back up into the turret, because you're a one-man crew at the moment, and when you climb up into the turret, I mean, I'll let that be a quick action, because it's like a really tight space that you're inside for that tank, so yeah, you can just climb back up there, and if you want to, you can shoot. You're just not gonna be able to rotate the turret, so if you have
I'm lined up on the tank right now. It looks like I'm pretty well lined up for like that. Yeah, I think that lineup will work. I mean, we tried to figure out adjusting the turret itself, but we could never figure it out. So, kind of got to use the imagination a little bit.
Well, those 2 motorcycle guys are kind of in line too.
Well, I'm tempted to use the Vulcan miniguns. I just don't know how their spray is. I mean, in theory, I can like, even the las cannon will, in theory, melt this forward motorcyclist. The Vulcans will probably do it too, but I don't think the Vulcans would do much damage to the tank itself.
Alright, George. Give me your firearms plus... actually, it's not a firearm. This counts as drive, because you're operating a vehicle. So give me your drive plus your dexterity check.
Drive and Dex. Where's the dice? There it is. Alright, so I need to do 7 of these. So first roll, I got 1 8 and 1 9. Now I need to do one more. I think this will do. Okay, I got 3 successes with the las cannon.
Alright, you rotate your tank around trying to scrape the one dude off the side of your tank. You fail to do that. He does get knocked off balance a little, but he's still holding on to your tank. But once you line up with the approaching fortress tank, you rapidly climb back up into the turret, and you pull that trigger. The turret rapidly charges and then fires a mighty beam of energy. You strike the tank, and you actually knock out its left tread. So you've detreaded his left tread.
Okay. Well, that's my 2 actions, so I gotta stay where I'm at.
Alright, Morticia, I'm gonna hand it off to you because Aurelius is knocked out.
Yay. Okay. I guess I should probably help him. Yeah. Yay. What do you need me to roll to be able to help him?
Are you just trying to wake him up? Or so your character knows he took morphine and that's why he's unconscious. Are you just gonna try and wake him up? He's fucked up because he got wasted with a. He looks like Swiss cheese. He's been shot to high heaven. Are you gonna try and heal him? Like what do you want to do? I need to know what you intend on doing to help him.
I'm reading through what I have.
You do, I think, have some sort of health transference spell, which, if I remember correctly, that was your initial plan. I don't know if that still is.
Vampire touch thing.
Vampire touch it gives you life points by draining it from somebody. You should have another spell that allows you.
Transmute life.
Okay, transmute life. Yeah, that's what that does. Is that what you intend on doing?
Yeah. Do I get to choose how many hit points I give him? Because it's from me to him, correct?
Yeah. You choose how many you're going to give him. You just have to first successfully cast the spell. Once you successfully cast the spell, I think you choose how many. Yeah, you do choose how many. I'm sorry.
One success, I pull plus will or intelligence. So am I using willpower for this or intelligence?
Transmute life. It's going to be wits, not will. So you're going to use occult plus wits, and you only need 1 success to cast the spell.
Okay.
Okay, you cast the spell.
Oops, I rolled 10, so get rid of whichever one you want to get rid of, sorry.
It's okay. You already cast. You only need 1 success. You got like 3. You're fine. How much health are you going to transfer over to Aurelius?
I have 7. I'll give him 2.
Alright. So, Dad, you're back to 5 hit points, and, well, Morticia's down to 5 hit points. Let me double check something real quick. I want to make sure you don't have... No, I would have put it down here in tooltip if you had bonus hit points, or I would have made a blue bar.
Yeah, I was marking mine for... And I
Alright.
didn't have anything.
So, Morticia lays her hands on lays her offhand on Aurelius's forehead, and his injuries rapidly, most of his injuries rapidly heal. Morticia, you feel rather groggy and weak for a bit, but you're fine. So that's going to be the end of Morticia's turn because she had to move and then cast the spell. So now it's going to be NPCs. Alright, this dude is still running around. He's screaming, help me, I'm on fire. What's your random question?
I
Save
have,
me, Tom Cruise.
just because I don't really remember, I mean, I guess it's kind of in the name, but it's a revival kit syringe. Comes with harness, wearing. That's what I have written down. Obviously I'm not using that right now, but...
Are you actually equipped with it? Because I think your character's equipped with that.
I am, yes.
It means if you die, so that's a form of old world combat stim. If your character dies, you just come back with maximum hit points. That's what that does. And because you're wearing the injection collar, it automatically kicks off. So you don't have to use it. It's a free action that automatically happens.
Great. Thank you.
Alright, George. Oh, he's actually under your tank now. I can't do that.
Just
No.
slide the tank if you need.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and move. I'm just gonna. Okay, so he's gonna sit on the edge of your tank, but he's climbed up and he's now he's on top of your turret right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
Does he know how to get into my tank though? It is some old world technology.
How would your character know that, George?
It's one of those philosophical questions that the world may never know. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
See? So, you know he's on the top of your turret.
Who knows? Maybe the other enemy tank will take care of him for me.
Alright, one motorcycle buzzes off in that direction. Keep in mind, George, your tank can't move very quickly. You can only move a maximum of about 3 squares, given your tank's that's equal to the size of your tank. Okay,
I kind of figured it was that, because it was like 3 regular squares, that'd be kind of BS. Kraken, I gotcha. I need to look for something. I'm curious.
Alright, the tank, unfortunately, is kind of stuck in its position right now. George, you notice the big tank doesn't really seem to do much. However, the left side turret does rotate to take aim at you, and it fires.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. What is with this shit? What is with this game and its rolls on me?
You're getting hosed, buddy.
It's how it always happens for me. I get the ridiculous rolls.
So, the first slug impacts, and warning signs kick off on some of the computer consoles inside the turret where you're at, George. From what you can tell, the computer consoles are just giving you warning lights telling you that you're taking fire. Nothing's telling you that you've taken any damage yet, but your boat got rocked pretty hard, and you've got a headache right now if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. It's like getting my head knocked around with stuck inside a bell. I gotcha.
Hey, Leon, welcome in chat. I appreciate the lurk. Alright, okay. I think that's all we got for NPCs. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time since I've taken a look at this map. Yeah, that's all you've got. That's all you've got. Alright, George, your go.
Alright, well, I'm a little pissed, a little upset, and, well, I want to try the Vulcan miniguns, because the only information I can find on them is their caliber's a little big, but I'll worry about that later. So I'm going to overcharge the main cannon, and I'm going to blast the tank again. So overcharging, I'm assuming, is going to take an action, and then actually shooting is going to be my second action.
Does your sheet actually say you're allowed to overcharge the cannon?
Yes, and it says I can overcharge the tank.
Okay, so I forgot what it means to overcharge this tank. No, yeah, okay. So you can overcharge because it's an energy-based weapon. You can overcharge it and fire it. Keep in mind that's actually going to overheat and possibly damage your tank a bit, but it might even injure you. There's a possibility for all of this. It's not guaranteed. I have to make a die roll. But you can overcharge it, and your cannon will fire, and overcharging it does cost an action. So your turn's going to end once you fire this cannon, if that's what you do.
Yep, that's what my plan is.
Alright, you take a brief moment to overcharge. You can see that the side turret is still readjusting its aim slightly, and you fire one hell of a powerful bolt from your turret.
Roll my dice.
You actually feel the tank actually, what's the term I'm looking for?
Heat?
No, you feel the recoil from the cannon this time.
Well, if I got one more dice roll, so if I hit this bastard. Well,
Yay! You get to roll again, don't you?
Yeah. Oh.
Up.
I got one success with it.
All right. Well, George, because you.
I make garbage rolls.
All right, George. Well, you are. You also have to understand you're kind of stuck in you're fighting with a fixed gun essentially. Your overcharged blast sadly only lands a glancing blow, and it's barely a glancing blow on the turret. You permanently disable by melting and destroying one of the 3 main cannons on the Fortress Tank's rotating turret. He's got 3 main cannons, and you've permanently destroyed one of them by essentially melting it. So now he's only got 2 main guns on that turret. With that said, your turn's over. I gotta roll to see if your overcharge did anything to your vehicle.
Nothing but tats.
You're definitely sweating in there. It feels like you're in the middle of an oven right now, but you're fine. There's warning lights going off. More warning lights warning you that your subsystems are overheating. So you might want to not overcharge the tank again, at least for a turn or two. To let it cool down a bit. It's not like you need to reset the tank or anything. You can still operate it. It's just if you overcharge it again for any reason, you're gonna have problems. Alright, okay. Morticia, your go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use those next. I'd say just keep charging. Well, I can't. That's meta shit. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You can give her player advice. That's fine. You know she's charging a spell. Which the only spell she has to charge is Adamantine Arrow.
She would have annihilates the enemy tank.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Well, more than likely, you're gonna have to deal with the scooters too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need to get awakened.
You are awake. You've got 2 hit points on you. Doesn't that mean he's awake too?
No, you healed him. He's still unconscious. You healed him slightly, but he's still unconscious. If you can, Jeanette, is there any way... Jeanette, if there's any way, can you get closer to your mic, please? You sound like you're distant from your mic.
Sorry. Also trying not to be super loud. Seriously.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry about that.
Hang on. I'm trying to think my throat what I have. Shit. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll wake itself up. So then, I guess I'll just stay where I am and continue charging, because that way I'm still, like, relatively nearby, and by the time we get up here, maybe it'll be more in range of me. So, we're just gonna hang out then.
Alright, just keep track of how many turns you've been charging your spell. Right now I think it's turn 3.
This is turn 3, yes.
And do you want to rotate your character all, or no?
Yeah, I'll rotate. Yeah.
Okay. NPCs. Alright, George, the guy who's on fire, he drops prone, and he's trying to roll around to put the fire out. He's still screaming. The dude on top of your turret, George, you can hear him kind of lightly banging at the turret. You don't know what he's doing up there, but it sounds like he's lightly banging at the top of your turret.
Is the turret hot to the touch for him? Because that would... Nah, that's just dumb questions.
I'm gonna say I mean, the barrels probably are. I wouldn't say the turret entirely is. Alright, so... just sling him around, she says.
Just do a quick, like, 360.
Alright, the one motorcycle guy actually runs over his teammate.
Wow.
So, this guy's dead now. He just got ran over. He's gone. Four, 5, 6, 7. He drives his motorbike right into the center between right directly to the front, and he slams that ballistic lance dead center mass right between your Vulcan miniguns.
Or not if he gets the bullshit rolls again.
Well, he is going to get 10 dice. No, would he get 10? I don't think he gets 10 dice. No, he's only going to get 5 dice. He's only going to get 5 dice. Oh.
Wow, he still got a pretty damn good roll for 5 fucking dice.
Alright. So, the ballistic lance slams into the front plating, center mass, and detonates. This is for you, George, this is an earth-shattering explosion that shell shocks you, stuns you, and deafens you. And if you had any other crew inside your vehicle, the same thing would be happening to them. He's dead. He essentially kamikazed himself to do this. Your vehicle actually took no real damage from it. Both of your Vulcan miniguns, externally speaking, are damaged. So you may be limited on whether or not you can actually use them. Your character... Well, no, you have status screens pulled up. Your Vulcan miniguns aren't entirely disabled, but they are damaged. So the only damage that occurred is, externally speaking, both your twin Vulcan miniguns got damaged. They're still usable, but they're probably not entirely reliable. And your character's stunned, shell-shocked, and you really can't hear shit at the moment. So that was that turn. He killed himself to do it. Thankfully, he didn't do too much to you.
Mosquito of doom.
Oh, they're just motorbikes. Come on, George. What are they going to do to you? Four, five, six, seven, 8. Alright, these two other motorbike guys, as they spin around you, George, like little annoying mosquitoes, as you've mentioned, they're going rat-a-tat-tat with essentially machine pistols. So their bullets are ricocheting off your tank and doing nothing at the moment.
So this is actually a genuine question. Would the dude on my tank have been thrown because of the bomb lance?
That's actually a very good question. I didn't think about that. Thank you. I have to give him a... He wouldn't know that that's actually happening either, most likely.
He's in a tree. Well, he's on a... Never mind, he's not in the tree anymore. Do your thing,
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. He actually did maintain hold of your turret. Did he take damage? No, he did not take damage. He's fine. No, he did take damage. He did take damage. Well, he maintained hold of your tank, but he's crippled.
Hey.
Alright, he's crippled. He is crippled. You can't see the icon. It's kind of covered up by your tank. The dude is crippled at the moment, George. You don't... His, one of his legs is fractured badly by the explosion. And actually, it's not fractured. It got blown off. So... he's still alive, barely. He's got literally 1 hit point left to his name, and he's got a leg blown off. So, take that information as you will.
I probably should have asked that question as well for the tank shell that hit me previously too.
That wasn't as big of a detonation as the ballistic lance, so we're not going to worry about it.
I'm assuming the lance basically just a block of C4 that hit me, basically.
The main gun on the fortress tank rotates to aim at you, George. The tank is still stuck where it's at because you detreaded it. The main turret rotates to aim at you, and it fires 2 of the 3 cannons at you.
Prepare for the BS. All I'm gonna say. Yep. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fucking successes.
How do you figure 4?
Oh, 9, 9, 10, 10. 2 re-rolls weren't a success.
I only see a 10. What are you talking about?
I'm all the way. I scrolled all the way down on the thing on the right. You might not be scrolled all the way down.
I am.
I rolled 8 dice, not 4 dice, and then I rolled 2 re-rolls.
Okay.
George, both slugs impact the tank. One ricochets off your vehicle. The other one is a solid blow. And warning signals are telling you that you're taking minor damage to the external hull plating. You also notice on screen that it looks like the top hatch, I'm going to put some icons here shortly, but the top hatch of the tank does open up and 2 dudes jump out of it, and they're scrambling around on the edge of the tank trying to get the tank functional again, essentially. They look like they're trying to repair the treads.
Okie dokie. It's my turn now.
Will be shortly. Give me a moment.
I think it should be my turn.
Well, you're unconscious, remember? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jeanette's gonna have to. Morticia's gonna have to wake you up.
Just
Unless you get hit by an enemy.
punch him in the face enough, maybe he'll wake up.
Stomp him in the nards. That'll wake any dude up.
Alright,
Not a bad idea.
George, it is your turn. Sorry, you're getting skipped because you were stunned. Alright, moving on to Morticia.
Yay. Fudge. My bad.
Yes, please do not use that language. Alright, Morticia, your go.
What do I feel like doing? Is this is a dude on a bike, or am I?
Yeah, it's a guy on a bike. He's focused fire on the tank. He's essentially blasting at it with a machine pistol. He's not doing anything to the tank, but his attention's not on you.
Okay.
This means I'm gonna twist a T. I'll be back.
We're gonna say that's facing him appropriately. I'm gonna use my arrow on this guy, so I can keep charging later for the tank to come back up. I've got 3 charges. It only affects damage amount. I need 3 successes. Okay, I got 9. Hang on. 6. 9. Oh god.
Dang.
No, who are you targeting?
Really?
Who are you
The guy on
targeting?
the bike, but it doesn't matter.
No, it does. You already casted the spell. You're rolling to hit him. So it's occult plus dexterity.
Oh.
Yeah, you made the wrong roll.
I was charging. I'm sorry.
Yeah, re-roll.
Right.
So it's your occult plus dexterity check.
Okay.
Do you have any specializations in your occult skill?
Necromancy.
Oh, well, that doesn't help you here.
Nope. But I get, I think it's an extra D10 for each charge.
That's in damage, not to hit.
Yes, correct.
So roll to
sorry.
hit him first. So occult plus dexterity. You nick him in the rear. That's fine. You still hit him. All right, go ahead. So that's I think you've been charging for 3 turns at this point. So
That's 3 turns, so I get 4, right? Or is it just 3?
it's 3d10 plus 5 damage. That's what you're doing because you have a max.
Okay.
Your occult skill's maxed out. So just roll 3d10. 17 plus 5. That's you just did 22 damage to that vehicle. All right. The motorbike, as it's spinning around, focusing on George, Morticia, the sky darkens as you hurl a green crack of lightning at the motorbike. You almost miss him. You nick him in the rear wheel, and with a mighty detonation, you blow his wheel off and send him flying head over heels. He does about a 360, lands off over here before his vehicle explodes. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this animated fire over here. Place it on him. Boom. That dude's dead.
If I don't move, am I able to start a new charge?
Yes, you'll just have to attempt to recast.
Okay. That one is... Yeah.
You got 2 10s to
2
reroll.
re-roll?
Yep, that's 2 rerolls. Ooh.
Okay.
That's another reroll. That's another reroll. Come on. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Ah, you were short 1. I think Adamantine Arrow only needs 5 successes for a critical.
She uses it on a giant bug.
Yeah, I think I need 5 for a critical. 3 is just to be able to use it. Okay, at least I have it going.
Critical hit. No, you need 6 successes for a critical hit with Adamantine Arrow.
Oh, well.
You
Almost be
okay,
5
well,
for a normal.
doesn't matter. You're still charging the spell. You're fine. You successfully recast the spell. Alright, that's the end of Morticia's turn. Alright. We're going to give it to the NPCs, and then we're actually going to see if Dad starts to wake up. Alright, this guy is like, yo, what the fuck? Because that vehicle just slammed in front of him, so he does a hard spin off in this direction to try to avoid it. I'm actually going to see if he actually spins out trying to avoid that the vehicle. We'll give him a 6. We'll give him 6 dice on this, and he probably...
I don't think he spins out. I don't think he spins out.
Nope, looks pretty
No.
good.
Yo, oh my god, no, this guy's a fucking Holy
Ace.
shit, this guy's an ace on that motorcycle. He knew exactly what he was doing. And he knows where that lightning bolt came from.
Why would he know that? He's focused on driving.
Well, he ain't shooting at the tank anymore. He's leveling his machine pistol and firing at you now, Morticia.
Well, at least I've got cover.
Yeah, my.
Dad's corpse?
Yeah,
You-
I know.
Are you actually gonna use him as a bullet sponge right now?
I don't want to die.
Well, you also have that bubble shield of yours, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do have, because the ring, I've actually got really good defense.
I think
so-
you got a bubble shield
Like-
and an energy shield, don't you?
No, she just has the energy. She just has her
Oh,
magical
okay.
shield. That's it.
Yeah.
I
Bring me
don't.
Bring me +5.
1, 2. Well, your energy shield alone is a 5 damage threshold that absorbs literally freaking everything. So he only pulled off 4 damage on you. So he does go rat-a-tat-tat, and he lights up your force field, Jeanette. Your little your arcane force field, and every bullet ricochets off of it. So you're fine. You definitely know he shot at you, though.
Okay.
All right.
Learn to
The dude that's on your tank, George, ends up kind of sliding off. He just rolls off.
Poor Bash. He just lost a whole leg and got maimed by his partner.
Yeah, he kind of just rolled off the tank. He died from blood loss. He's gone. The 2 dudes over here are still working on the tank. The main cannon is still aiming at you, but not doing anything. The side turret fires again.
Random bullshit go.
The round ricochets off the side of your armor. Alright, George. It's your go. Your
Well, I
character...
thought you were gonna have Dad trying to awaken himself.
Oh yeah, he does go before you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's at 11 speed.
Alright, Dad, give me a resolve plus a composure check.
Who checking what?
Resolve plus composure. God damn, that's a big bullet. The Vulcan minigun, it shoots a 20mm round.
Jesus.
Right.
It's what's on the A10 Warthogs.
I'm being stupid. Where is
It's
Resolve?
your main skills.
They're your attributes. They're your attributes.
Resolve is to the left, composure is to the right, as far as
Resolve
response
is not
goes.
in the list.
Yeah, it's
It's in
so
the attributes at the top. The first big, like, rectangular box. Resolve is the one at the bottom of those 3. Intelligence,
Oh.
wits, resolve.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be not.
and
very
then
good.
composure. Well, you gotta add composure to it as well. You combine both those cores, or are they both ones or something.
I
Or at least you'll have to.
Didn't get squat.
He got
one success.
He got 1 success, but that's not enough to wake you up yet. Alright, Aurelius, you're still asleep. George, your go.
Alright, I'm gonna get down and let loose with the twin Vulcan miniguns kind of into the corner. Well, I'm facing the corner with them.
Yeah, you're facing that corner. They're
So
dead. They're
I'm
dead
gonna
ahead.
try and- I'm gonna basically gonna rip in with the 20 mics into this corner and try and Swiss cheese these guys.
Alright, again, this is a vehicle that you're operating, so I need a drive plus a dexterity check.
Gun.
Yeah, drive plus dex.
See if I can bone to get on the rolls. Oh, so I got 2 rerolls. Here's my 1 additional.
No.
I got 3 rerolls. I got 4 successes with 20 mic twin miniguns.
Alright. They both spin up and go burp. Alright, George, you immediately red mist both these guys down here. So both these crew members, they're gone. You just red misted them. The rounds ricochet off and ping all over the tank. They don't actually do any damage to the tank, but actually no. I mean they're 20mm rounds. I'm gonna go ahead and you're
on the A10 Warthog, so it's an
I'll-
tank jet.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it actually does pump you actually do send several holes into the side of the tank as well. So you red misted the 2 dudes outside trying to repair the treads, and you put several bullet holes into the vehicle.
Alright.
All right. Your Vulcan miniguns seem to be functioning fine though. You don't have to worry about them nothing happening because of the damage earlier. All right, so that was only one action, George.
I'm gonna let loose with the Vulcan minigun since I'm here again.
All right, you're just gonna continue peppering the vehicle.
Well, the goal is to annihilate the personnel inside the tank too. What is this soft? It's garbage. Where's my new sphere? There it is. And the machine gods are blessing the Vulcan miniguns.
Same roll.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3 with no re-rolls, and then 1 additional. I got 3 successes with the Vulcan that time.
Let me double check something. It is technically a minigun that you're using. I want to say miniguns actually have at least a 9 again. So you may have a 9 again with your Vulcan miniguns. Let me double check. It wouldn't affect your prior roll, but it would affect this one if my assumption is correct. Yes, George, you get a 9 again when you're using your twin Vulcan miniguns.
Here's 2 more D10s.
Nope,
doesn't matter. I got 3
doesn't matter.
successes.
Okay, well I tried to help you out there. All right, you do continue to light up the side of the vehicle. You put a couple more holes in it. A side door on the side of the vehicle does open up, and a dude that looks like he's lost about a quarter of his body and missing an arm with his rib cage exposed stumbles out and drops to the drops to the ground smoking. Like he looks like his body was smoking.
You don't fuck with 20 mics, man. There's a reason why they're called the red mist guns.
Alright, we're gonna actually hand it off to Morticia now.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I don't like this bike guy. He's pissing me off. So I guess I'll have to murder him. I don't think my odds of jumping onto a motorcycle are going to be that high.
Was this
My
your
athletics
second
is
round? Do you have two
Well,
cards
do you know
for your...
what's
I only
your
have 1 card.
what's your if you wanted to try and jump on his bike, I mean, it would be actually kind of a you would need to roll really well, but it's going to be an athletics plus dexterity check.
Well,
I only get 3 dice.
I have a psychotic idea. You have the Tesla hands, don't you? And he is riding a machine.
Tesla hands.
You're a cone of electricity or whatever.
Oh, the EM bolt thing.
You'd have to move up 1 square to put him in range, but yeah, you could fire your little lightning flamethrower spell at him.
And that doesn't negate the charging the adamantine arrow?
No, you're using the adamantine arrow is a one-handed spell, so you can use your offhand to still cast a second spell.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's just you're going to suffer a penalty because your character's not ambidextrous.
It's just 1 die down.
1, 2. He's in range right there. You'll still blast him if you move there. I have to pull up EM Bolt. It's been a while since I've...
Alright. Alright. Sure.
I think it does the damage over a Colt. I think that's it.
Yeah, it's just the full damage.
So he'll take it if you hit him. It does an automatic 5 damage. And you just have, well, he has to be within range. So yeah, he's in range. Just give me it's an occult plus wits check for you. You just need 1 success to cast the spell, and then he gets a dexterity plus athletics check to try to reduce the damage by half.
Oh god. Well, she got 2.
It's
Alright, so he gets a dexterity plus athletics check to reduce the damage output.
It does say ethereal and robots take an extra 1d10. Does that count with him being on a motorcycle as extra damage?
I'm gonna give it to you as yes, because it's technically a machine he's riding, so you would do extra damage to the motorbike, which in turn would probably electrocute him and maybe even ignite the gas tank. So I'll permit that. So I think he takes double damage now, doesn't he? According to your rules.
It's 1d10
A
additional.
1d10 extra, so he'll get the 5 and then looks like an extra 5.
Okay, so he'll take 10 damage. he failed his saving throw, so he takes all 10 damage. All right, as he's you take a couple steps forward and hurt. Wait, did you take a -3 penalty for being ambidextrous?
Shit, no. I only minus. Do you want me to reroll it?
I'll just negate your last 3 dice that you rolled. You still get 1 success, which is fine, and all that would mean is he would need 2 successes to complete his skill check, which doesn't matter. He only got 1 success, so it doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. All right. You take a few steps forward and you hurl a cone of lightning in his general direction. You end up nicking you end up nicking the front of his motorbike, which sends electrical volts all the way through the vehicle, fries the guy. You can see his body jolt as he takes a nice blast of electricity. His motorbike moves past you before it slides to the ground, and his body and the bike are completely smoking. He is lifeless. He's dead. You fried him. Alright, I think that's actually all 3 of the motorbikes killed.
Yeah, because the Suicider and Jeanette, Jeanette hosed the other 2.
Alright, the tank fires its main cannon. It's two twin main cannons at you again, George.
Let's see if I get hosed.
The first round flies literally an inch past your turret, but that's the first round. The second round is a glancing blow to the turret itself and ricochets. So, no damage to your tank.
Okay. Well,
I can't actually rotate the turrets, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to use your imagination. Alright, it's Aurelius. Give me a resolve plus composure check. Let's see if you wake up.
Nope. He's getting boned.
Sorry, Dad. You're still very much asleep. All right.
Taking a good power nap though. He's gonna feel refreshed after this fight.
All right. Yeah, okay, George, it's your go.
I'm gonna go back to the main cannon just to try and finish this Franken tank off. So, same rolls. Oh my lord.
This is like two big
garbage.
This is like 2 big fortresses just staring at each other because they're both immobilized and George is firing a fixed cannon.
Well, I'm not immobile. I just don't want to move to readjust my cannon and take a whole hurl just to line up a shot. So I got 2 successes with the first las cannon round.
Alright, we're gonna say that's because alright, you land a blast on the front plating. He's angled, but that doesn't mean too much since you're using an energy weapon rather than a projectile weapon. You notice that you've melted a pretty decent crater into the front plating of the tank.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use my other turn to shooting him. Hopefully I get better now. Stupid 2 successes. Drive me nuts, not gonna lie. I'm starting to get driven nuts here. This one success.
You fire a second blast, and this one ends up... It's a glancing blow on the edge of the tank. You see that you've turned the upper front plating just beneath the turret red hot, and it looks like it's melting, as if it were melted wax, kind of just dripping down the front of the tank. But that's about it.
Should've. At this point, I should've just stuck to the Vulcans, but I don't want to use all their ammo. Alright, it's my turn.
Yep, Morticia, your go.
Alrighty. Well, gosh darn it all. Okay.
Wake me up.
Really close. Alright, fine. I'll attempt to wake you up, maybe. I could electrocute you.
Poke him with a stick. Yeah, hit him with a defib unit. Hit him with a defib unit. Called your hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can I, like, tone it down? Is that something you'll let me do?
You could just, like, grab him and shake him, too. That's also an option.
Oh.
You don't have to fry him.
He's not flatlined. He's alive.
I guess I'll just smack him in the face and see what happens.
Okay. Dad, give me...
Never mind. We'll try smacking first.
All right, I'm just gonna give it to you. You start smacking him. You smack him real hard across the cheek, and it releases like, what? You smack him across the other cheek. He's like, okay, I'm up. I'm awake. You smack him across the cheek again. I'm awake, I said.
Good.
You just stare at him for a moment, and then you smack him across the cheek again, and then you let him go.
That feels successful to me.
You are awake.
Definitely awake.
Dad, your character is groggy. You're still prone, but you're awake now.
Well, what the heck is going on?
I think he knows what's going on. You know what's going on. I'm going with that.
Well,
Yeah,
he
but I
he got
missed it.
down. He got down early into the fight.
So-
If I
I mean,
remember right.
anybody
We
close
got a
to
tank.
it.
We're fighting. We're gonna kill it. Cool.
So it's the only thing we have, just that stupid tank still.
Yep, that big ass tank to the southeast.
All right, this might be outside my preview, but while I'm looking at the map here, it looks like there's two guys down here.
Yeah, there's some dudes hanging out down there. They haven't been doing anything though.
Oh, okay, so it's not my imagination.
No, it's not your imagination. They're just hanging out down there at the moment.
Okay.
You're hallucinating. It's the morphine.
You're on drugs. It's all right.
More care of me, man. It
He
was
probably is pretty high from
It
morphine.
was sweet, man.
He feels good. I'll let you. He does feel good. His
Zero
character
pain.
his character is kind of sort of still Swiss cheese, but he don't feel nothing.
Dear God.
This is the time for a regeneration shot to get stabbed into his sternum.
But I'm feeling
real
so
friendly
nice,
about
laying here on the ground. Does anybody have a pillow?
Toss him one of the heads of the Raiders.
I'm just gonna walk away.
A good pair of, good firm pair of butt cheeks might work pretty good too.
Morticia's just gonna walk away. She's like, I'm just walking away from him.
I did my job. It's fine.
Some of them might smell like ass bacon.
Okay. Morticia walks away. Well, it's still actually your turn, Aurelius.
But
Y-
I can't walk or do anything, can I?
I mean, you
He
can.
has to get up.
I mean, you can stand up, which is a full action to do.
All right. Well, since that's about the only action I think I can do at this point, since you woke me up, I will stand up.
Well, waking
Try to follow.
you up is not going to be an action on your end. So,
Yeah,
Morticia took her entire turn. She woke you up and then walked away, essentially. You stood up, so you still have one action point to use.
All right. Well, I will walk a little bit.
Do some yoga too.
Gotta get that feng shui going back again. He lost it when he got peppered.
All right. Okay. That's. I guess you're done then, Dad.
Yes.
Okay. What is your character currently equipped with? I kind of need to know that.
What is he equipped with?
Yeah, his weapon.
Weapon?
Yeah, like what weapon are you arming? Are you armed with?
It's been so long, to tell you the truth, I don't remember.
Just
Just
pick.
primary-
Just pick one.
I'm
Just pick
primary.
one.
Yep.
Since I'm primary pistol, probably the 9mm.
Okay, you got a 9mm pistol in your primary hand. Got it. All right, George, go.
Save that.
Oh wait, no. Because Morticia took her turn waking Dad up, and then we just let Dad go. So technically, it's the NPCs.
Well, I guess there's technically a couple NPCs.
Alright,
Surprised
the,
players haven't gone revolt yet.
The tank is not really doing anything at the moment. It's not doing anything. So
My assumption is it's a one-man crew at this point, like me.
your go, George.
Same thing. I'm gonna blast them again. Hopefully, I get better rolls. The dice gods are not. I need to pray to the war gods, not the dice gods. The war gods aren't helping either. I got 2 successes again.
Alright, that blast lands a direct hit on the front of the turret, and you take out all of his main cannons. The main
Jimmy's getting sick of this too.
it's just because you're rolling shit. So your blasts kind of blow. Jesus. Yeah, no pun intended.
His tank is bigger, even though let's talk straight. Even though his tank is bigger, it's a lot crappier.
Yeah. His turret doesn't have any functional weaponry anymore, George. His turret is also welded to the chassis of the vehicle at this point. The engine.
I got one more turn.
You got one more turn. You want to blast him again?
I got to, man. I ain't gonna battering ram this tank.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
If there's
So
a lot,
I got one more roll. It didn't do shit. I got one more re-roll. That didn't do shit. 2 more rolls, baby. 2 more successes.
All right. You fire another bolt, and this one I'm gonna. It's kind of at an odd angle, but you slam him in the side with this blast, and you see the internal, like you remember all those little holes you put inside him with your little 20 mic, with your 120 mics, whatever they're called, the little Gatling guns.
Yeah.
Yep.
It turned the many little holes into one big hole.
No, they start to smoke a bit. Some flames jut out, and then something you've been wanting to see for a while occurs finally.
Fucking finally. Does the pillbox explode? Thank God. Thank God.
Yes.
Now we gotta deal with whoever's down in the corner.
Your friendly little pillbox finally goes boom boom. With a nice tiny little mushroom cloud over it. Alright, as that blows up, George, you notice what looks like a couple people retreating.
Well, they're no longer on the map, so I guess they can bugger off. We took out one of their holy tanks.
Did you just say
Yeah, they're
holy
still on the
tanks?
map.
If I remember right, that's what the one leader of the initial raiding group acted like. He wanted my tank because he deemed it holy or kind of just sexy or something like that.
2 of them are still on the map.
He was pitching a tent over my tank in some way, shape, or form.
Jesus Christ. Rulius is pointing out there's still 2 guys to the south.
Yeah, I see him, but I mean,
Alright.
that's my turn. I can't do anything.
Are you going to hang out in the tank, George?
Well, my plan was to. Well, are we in combat?
At the current moment, no. Combat is finally over.
And I am going to roll my tank down to like right about here. Do you see my ping? Well, you're gonna see where I moved the tank. And then
Yeah,
I'll
that's
pop out
fine.
the hatch to see to basically. Well, I'm gonna pop out the hatch and end my turn there to Dad and.
Are you exiting the vehicle, or are you just like putting your head outside the hatch?
Outside the hatch. I'm not getting out completely.
Okay.
Why don't you yell at them to surrender?
They're gone. They booked it.
Well, there's what I believe are the merchants left, but I don't know if they're dead. There's been a lot of time of us not dealing with them.
You've got 2 guys left
Yeah,
on the map.
yeah, I'm tracking, but this was a merchant's caravan, or it was some kind of non-bandit caravan that had been taken over.
So the question is, are you just looking out of your turret, or are you actually going to say something?
Need to talk to them, find out what might be going
Well,
on.
are they alive? Are they like headless? Like
Okay.
I can probably see they were alone with a bandit for a very long time.
They look like they're on their knees, sitting on their. They look like they're on their knees, kind of sitting on the ground, and they have their. Looks like zip ties. Their hands are like handcuffed using zip ties.
Okay.
They do appear to be alive. One, you can't really tell. It looks like he's leaned up against the tree. He's trying to peek around the tree to look at you. This other guy is craning his neck, trying to look at you, and he definitely looks like he's nervous and he's sweating pretty badly.
All right. Well, I will get out then, since they look both alive.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with this dude. I'm gonna get rid of his bindings. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm moving.
You're
I'm
gonna
moving.
have to
Do that next turn.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
If you want, while I remove his bindings, that'll be my turn, and then you can continue with Jeanette Dab.
Ping the guy you're looking at again.
This dude.
Okay, so right here. And we're gonna make you token. Boom, there you go. Alright, you are currently removing his bindings. Alright,
I do have a knife, just so you're tracking. I see them. I've looked at it in my inventory.
okay, it's fine. Since you're not in combat, you're not limited by your, like, how much movement you have. You just move your character where you want to go. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Aurelius because he didn't have much of a turn. So what do you want to do, Dad?
There's a lot of bodies. There's a lot of vehicles.
Well, yeah, but my inventory is about full.
We have a tank.
Well, this might be true too. If you're going to be addressing those guys down there and they look like they're unarmed, although you
Well,
can't really
you're
tell.
probably gonna. Okay, so I hate to keep metagaming in a sense, or at least
I'm too
I
far
view it as
away.
metagaming. You might want to, for your character's back in the mind thought, since you were pumped full of lead and you're just still feeling better from the morphine, you might want to come see your team medic.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Well, you're way down there.
Oh.
Well, the morphine will last a little while, hopefully.
His blood won't.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to move then.
All right, move yourself about halfway towards George. All right, Aurelius walks down the dirt road towards you, George. He gets about halfway towards you before. So, by the way, Aurelius, you don't feel any pain, but all of a sudden you just like feel kind of sleepy and you drop again.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
Am I unconscious again, or I just fall over?
You're unconscious. You're unconscious again. And your character also is now down to 4 hit points. You're bleeding to death. That's the issue. Remember, you were turned into Swiss cheese by a saw gun. Alright. Morticia, it is your turn.
He just has holes in him, right? Like, if I have a tourniquet, is there... Where... Go ahead, George.
The tourniquet will only work on his extremities.
Yeah, I know. That's
Like
kind of... Like, if he's in the shot in the torso or whatever, then it's not going to help him. But if one of his major bleeds is coming from his leg or something, I guess I'd have to examine him.
What first aid equipment? Well, so, okay, actually, Jimmy, I have a genuine question. Her health transfer, how does that work? Is it literally just hit points, or does it cause, or will it actually cause, like, regenerative properties? Because it's technically healing wounds.
So it's like, when she uses, oh, I keep forgetting what the spell's name is called.
Transmute life.
Thank you. When she uses the transmute life spell, it's like she's giving someone Wolverine healing abilities. Like, they legit just regenerate. That's how they're healing.
Then would his bleeding have stopped from the bullet holes?
No, she didn't heal him all the way. She just gave him 2 hit points.
Oh, I can heal him all the way. Well,
Yeah,
I die if I heal him, so sorry.
You
only have
a... You'd be close to death. She's got 5 hit points. Dad's short 4.
Well, I have, especially because of the dungeon, I have the healing supplies to pretty much instantly take care of Dad. It's just, my dude is tracking Dad, but well, next turn he's going to be taking care of Aurelius.
So,
do you have...
take care of him, or should I just pump him with a regen shot?
I was about to say I have the same thing. I have like 7 regen shots in my inventory.
Oh, we'll let you use it if I like to.
Because we found a locker full of the damn thing, and I took them all.
We're like, yeah.
Alright, so...
I'm a walking pharmacy right now.
It's your turn, Morticia, still. Yes. What do you want to do? What do you want your character to do?
I don't want to go through and boot a bunch of people, so I don't really give a shit. So I guess I'll just come down...
Can you make a puppet?
Here.
There are a lot of fresh human bodies.
Oh yeah, I should like raise some bodies. That could be kind of fun. Like a puppet. We'll put up a good fight. What about the burning one? That one's extra scary. That was the one that put to death, right? And he got ran over. So he's mangled and charcoal.
He's gonna crawl on all 4s like some fucking mutant.
He can still walk. He's got his bones and shit, right?
I mean, he got ran over, so...
If his bones are pulverized, it don't matter. Yes, he might not feel pain, but if his legs aren't together, he ain't gonna stand.
You might not want to use that particular body, Morticia.
And then the one motorcycle dude, I don't remember. A lot of these dudes I ran over.
Well, the one I electrocuted might not
He's probably a good puppet.
Crispy, right?
Yeah, he's probably a good puppet.
I like a crispy one, so we'll pretend I didn't move down there. Which one was he? Is that this one?
It's just the motorbike, but if that's the one you want to bring back, I'll just bring, here, we'll just say this guy's gonna be the body.
Yay!
Oh, you gotta cast the
Right.
spell first, though.
Oh, yeah. And that's gonna be intelligence.
What's the name of the spell you're using?
Transmutate. Rises corpse. Fights against foes. It's my puppet. It's my bitch.
I guess another critical success, so it's got like 20 hit points.
I don't have the list of how much success I need for that one for some stupid reason. Do you have it up?
I'm looking for it. It's transmutate. No, it's not transmutate life, is it?
I just wrote transmutate.
It says transmutate, and I think there's another one called transmutate life.
Transmute life is the one where I give hit points. Transmutate is what I have written down for the corpse. I'm very thorough. I know. Great.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Wow. Okay, well, it's not transmutate. That's not the name of the spell. Let's look for it. There's Army of Darkness that brings back Raise Dead. Corpse. Okay, so it's the name of the spell is Raise Dead.
Oh. Then what? Transmutate. What am I?
Corpse
Okay,
becomes caster's undead minion. Corpse remains active minion until it's killed. There might be another version of it. Let me double check. There might be another version of Raise Dead that you have.
Control F and maybe check it that way.
Yeah, I tried. Witchblades.
I mean, that sounds...
No. There is a spell called Transmutate. It's just spelled differently for some reason. Alright, let's see. You're gonna need... Okay, so it's occult plus intelligence. You're gonna need 3 successes to cast. Corpse must be recently deceased, which the corpse you're working with has been recently deceased. If you successfully cast, the corpse is reanimated and can carry out simple orders. So it's a slightly more intelligent zombie, essentially.
I've got 8 is not a success, correct?
It is. So you got 4.
Oh, okay. I got 4.
Alright, so you raise the dead. He is back to life. Whoop.
I call Bert.
His name's Bert.
Now you gotta find his second one and name that one Ernie.
He's alive now. He's armed with a machine pistol, and he's kind of just like wobbling there staring at you.
Good boy. Let's go, Bert.
Oh, God. Alright, he can carry out simple orders, so you can give him like 1 or 2 word commands, and he'll carry them out. Creature has hollow merit. Okay, hollow just means a spiritual entity auto-succeeds if it wants to possess him. It's a soulless corpse. This corpse is considered a puppet entirely under your control. He has... Tribute... Okay, so he's got... Let me give it, because he's got 20 hit points at the moment.
Shit.
I remember the tutorial puppet you made, you got a critical success and you had like 40 hit points.
That dead zombie's got more hit points than I do.
Well, he's
Well,
so
he can get blown apart and not worry about it.
he's literally like he's a reanimated corpse, and it's not because he's a zombie either, like the regular zombies you fight in the game. He's literally a reanimated corpse that he's there because of magic. He can get blown apart and still walk around and do stuff.
But he has 20 hit points. Does that mean... Could I use my vampiric touch to take a couple of those?
No, I'm not going to let that happen, because it's literally just a corpse. I'm not letting you do that.
That would be one hell of a loophole.
That would be a little...
Hey, you tried.
Alright, he has a 5 to all of his attributes, and... So he's only going to get 5 dice for any action he performs. And he has a 10.
Better than that one dude.
He's also got a 10. He also has a 10 damage threshold. He's got a higher damage threshold than most bosses in the game. All right.
Wait, 10 threshold? That means he has to do 10, like 11 damage to hurt him.
If you did 11 damage to him, he would only take 1 hit point worth of damage.
Holy.
All right, Morticia, you can go. Are you done, or are you just gonna sit up there with Bert?
Hang out. No, you know what? Yeah, we'll go back down. We'll go closer to them. Oh, you'll let me move as far as I want?
Yeah, you're not in combat. You can just move your character where you want to go.
Okay, I'm just gonna go hang out by the thing
You just walk past Aurelius. Oh, look at that. He's asleep again.
Well, Jordan's gonna go back up. It's fine. Come on, Bert.
He just goes, "Rrrr," and he's just following behind you.
Oh,
What the heck? Alright, okay. Well, George, go. The guy, this guy who you just released, he's like, thank you. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
No. I feel like that's, detrimental to what I'm wanting to get done. But keep this pocket knife, free your other partner for now. I got some questions for you, so wait for us in front of the tank. I gotta go deal with one of my partners who's been injured.
Okay, yeah. I could do that. He gets up and he just runs off to the other dude over here. Starts cutting his bindings.
I'm gonna go to Dab. And I am going to stab him with a regen shot.
Alright, well, he's unconscious, so we don't have to make the skill check. You stab him with a regen shot. Please remove that from your inventory.
I gotcha.
He is no longer asleep. He's still prone, but he's not asleep anymore. That definitely woke him up. You literally just shoved like pretty much a 10-gauge needle through his sternum. He is back to maximum hit points, and he is no longer bleeding, and he has no injuries. Gotta love old world medicine, right?
Oh boy.
Alright, Dad. You wake up to George pulling this big-ass thick needle out of your chest. The injury that was made by the needle is healing as we speak and rapidly heals before your eyes. That does not change the fact that you are in terrible pain.
Story of my life.
Oh,
thanks, dude.
I can just see him sitting there. He's laying on the ground screaming, "Ah! Thanks, dude! Ah!"
Oh, he should. Does the regen shot delete his morphine or something?
Not entirely, but I mean, come on, dude. He literally just took a 10-gauge needle to the chest.
He's probably got ribs refusing together, so that probably doesn't feel the greatest.
Hey, if I took as much morphine as I needed to not feel pain, I'd probably be dead.
Also true. I actually have regular painkillers. I actually don't think my character has painkillers, other than morphine, being completely honest.
I do.
Alright.
Yeah, the closest thing
Are you guys done, or are you guys done, or are you just like milling around at this point? Like, what else do you want to do?
I'm gonna go back to the front of the tank, and then Jeanette and Dad can do their stuff.
We need to talk to these two dudes, and we need to search all these corpses. They might have some extra goodies.
The only stuff I'm interested in corpse-wise is really the only vehicle that's probably salvageable is the one. The Volkswagen Beetle of Doom. Might be able to get a machine gun out of it. That's pretty decent. But then, yeah, the cronies you and Jeanette can loot for all I care. I'm going to talk to these two Turd Fergusons, see what they're doing, where they're going, and
Alright, so Aurelius is the one that's been fucked really hard on the turns so far because his character's literally just been unconscious the whole time. So I'm going to let Aurelius decide what he wants to do first, and then we'll come back to you, George.
Alright, do you mind if I just go ahead and move to the front of the tank?
Well,
you can just move to the front of the tank. That's fine.
Just out of curiosity, I don't remember what y'all's levels are.
I don't think we all necessarily have levels in this game.
So no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if we're going to talk to these guys, getting information from them.
Oh.
My socialize is a 2, my persuasion's a 1. I think I have the quote.
I think George is the most social.
I've got 3.
My persuasion's a 1.
Your what?
My persuasion's a 1. I ain't got shit in social.
Oh God, that means I'm the highest. Holy crap! I really don't want to talk to idiots.
Well, I can deal with talking to them. Cause I'm gonna say I would like to say I would get advantage. I'm also just talking to them. I'm not trying.
Well, hold on. How many? What is your social and persuasion, Dad?
I have 3 and 1.
Oh, he's definitely gonna have a better chance than you are, George. You've got 3 dice. He's got 4, so he's got a 1 dice advantage on you.
That's true, but.
It's up to you guys. If you want to talk to him, you can talk to him. But Aurelius' turn is going first, so if he wants to talk to him, he's talking to him before you.
That's fine.
Well, if worst comes to worst, we can both talk to him.
That is fair. All right, is that what you want to do?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk to him first since I got the highest. So I hum down here. And we'll start it with basic conversation.
All right, this is what we're gonna do.
Fellas, good to see
Hold
you're
on,
okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Give me a moment. You get to. I'll let you do your thing in a moment. I know the icons have them sitting on the ground, but just pretend they're standing.
Okay.
I don't want to have to find new tokens just because they're standing up. All right, so they're standing in front of the tank together. George, you and Aurelius are flanking them on either side. Aurelius, you can go ahead and start.
All right, fellas, it's good to see y'all are alive. Obviously, these bad guys had you tied up. What's your story?
They tell you that they were essentially a supply caravan that was headed towards the survivor compound of Motomine. They tell you that Motomine has been under siege by the captain for about 4 days now, and the forward defenders were running short on ammunition, and they needed to get ammo up to Motomine.
Whoa! You guys mentioned the captain. What in the heck can you tell me about that nut job?
They tell you that he is... Hold on a minute. Pyro, welcome to chat. What do you mean by POG? I got a POG question mark. What do you mean by that, Pyro? Alright, back to you, Aurelius. So they tell you that he's apparently one of the lieutenant. He's a lieutenant of some sort. He's a lower ranking officer working for the warlord Bleeding Heart. He's been harassing him and his men have been harassing Motomine for quite a while now. They haven't actually been able to get inside the survivor compound by any means, but they've been kind of. They haven't done a lot of damage. They've been harassing, mostly preventing supply convoys from leaving or entering Motomine, and that's about all they've been successfully doing. Normally Motomine is pretty good about dealing with raider groups, but as of late, the raider groups have been getting kind of large, and they've been actually, they've been surprising the survivors by laying siege to the compound with armored vehicles, which has never actually happened before, at least not in large proportions. But they tell you that the captain seems to have access to a near endless supply of smaller armored vehicles, and as of about 2 weeks ago, he's been fielding tanks of varying sizes.
So has anything survived of your convoy or supplies here?
The one guy points at the truck that's currently on fire. The truck that George blew up early on in the fight, your last game session.
Oh, is the school bus not theirs?
They tell you the school bus was the transport truck that the Raiders were using.
Oh, shit.
You blew up the wrong vehicle.
All right, the only surviving vehicle is our little crap up here, so we may need to start searching everything.
Roll.
Asked him, I said, well, do you have any supplies nearby we can get to?
They tell you the only supplies they had you blew up.
All right, well, I think I'm done questioning. I'm going to start searching supplies for what we can with the dead guys in that one bus, and then, George, you can yak at them.
Okay. Well, before you leave, I'm going to suggest to you, since these guys were trying to resupply Motomine, that I think we should probably gather up what ammo and guns we can for these individuals that they can take up to Motomine so they don't return there completely empty-handed.
Well, I'm not sure how they would get through. If they're,
Well, we can haul them in our... We can probably haul... It would be cramped. We could probably haul them in our tank, or, I mean, this vehicle hauler of the jerk raiders.
Your tank only has room for 3 people. It has a maximum crew capacity of 3, but you could have the 2 guys ride on the outside of it.
That's true.
Alternatively, you can also have the bus down here. The war bus down here does appear to be functional.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest was the war bus. The war bus might have supplies in it too. But I was gonna suggest a lot of the ammo and basic small arms equipment these guys can put in the war bus for motor mine. Kind of salvage.
As you
what we
guys are
can.
talking, hey Pyro, my apologies for ruining it, man, but I don't know what you meant by what you said, so is what it is. Anyways, back to the role play.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna head up north here and start searching these dead guys.
All right, move your character to where you want to go, and George, are you actually going to question these guys any further?
I got like one or two other questions for him.
Okay, go ahead and fire your questions off.
Well, are you two the only survivors, or did these guys cart anyone else off, or do they just butcher everyone else?
They end up telling these guys are actually, they appear to be pretty forward with you guys, with you. Hence the fact I'm not making you do any skill checks for it. But they tell you that after they were forced out of their war truck. The raiders didn't really kill any of them. They seemed to be more interested in questioning them. Your attack caused the raiders to panic, and they did get, some of their teammates did get executed, but that's pretty much the end of it. They didn't take anybody away. Like, they're the only two survivors. Everyone else is dead.
Okay. Oh, sorry for the foobar moment.
They're more sorry about the supplies that got lost. Death is expected.
Well, hopefully we can get at least something remote salvaged. But that's really the only question I have for y'all.
All right, Morticia, do you want to talk to them at all, or do you want to go, or you want to just hang out where you're at, or what do you want to do? I guess I should say.
I'll just patiently wait. I don't really care. I can't carry anything else. I'm pretty packed, so I'm gonna sans looting. So I'll be patient. I shall wait.
I mean, you do have a minion. You could just offload loot onto him. You'll just have to keep track of what you give him.
Oh, that's right. I do. I have my little Bert bitch.
We have half a dozen corpses to search.
I don't know if we'll be able to loot anything from the flaming vehicles, unfortunately. So that's why we probably.
Jeanette, as you're just chilling off to the side of the tank, the two survivors that you guys rescued, they are looking a little weary at Bert.
Do I notice?
He's friendly. It's okay. He don't bite a lot.
They're right in front of you, George. You can see it.
I'll have him hold my plasma stuff, because that shit is heavy as hell.
Alright, just make sure you create a separate inventory for him.
Doing it.
Is the plasma gun really that heavy?
The rifle is 6 pounds. I have 4 coils, and that's 8 pounds total.
Oof.
So yeah, that's like the bulk of my shit. Because most of the other stuff I have is like anywhere from 0.1 to 1 pound or whatever. Like most of it's pretty light, except for that shit.
I got ass little chitin on me because you wanted me to do something with your robes with the chitin.
Oh yeah.
I got that for both you and Dex. I was gonna like do some whenever we have finally bloody breathing room. I was gonna do something for you too with that crap.
I give him this alien rifle too, because that one's also heavy. So yeah, that frees up a lot of weight. That's 18 pounds.
Alright, Aurelius, are you just looting that body?
I'm gonna loot everybody that I can, but yes, right now I'm looting this guy.
Give me a D10.
Just one?
Just one D10.
All right. How do I do that? It shows 2 as a minimum.
You
click the actual D10, like the icon for it. Don't click the 2 or 3.
Right. That sucked.
I was expecting a 1 if it makes you feel better.
Okay. This guy was crushed by a motorcycle, and he's also been lit on fire for a hot minute. His corpse is still kind of smoldering. I'm gonna go ahead and say you find a gold ring on him and be done with it. If you want it. You don't have to take it.
I'll take it because I can sell it.
Alright,
I keep moving.
0.01 pounds for the ring.
Alright, the next dude.
Same thing, 1d10.
That's bad.
I'll be back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Damn.
Gold-plated Desert Eagle. With a drum mag.
You find a 1911 on him. You find 2 spare mags for it. This is all 45 caliber ammunition, by the way.
Okay.
What else do I want to give you? I mean, you rolled a 10. I don't even know if Pyro's still viewing my channel at the moment. It doesn't say he is, sadly. Alright. I can't, if anyone in chat wants to, well, Leon's lurking. Leon's probably not going to hear me, so never mind. Alright, so you found the 1911, you found the 2 mags. Let's go ahead and say you also find, I mean, it's a 10. Forget it. You find, he has a Rolodex, he has a Rolex. He has a Rolex watch on him. I almost said a Rolodex. That would have been useless. But, he has a Rolex watch. That is surprisingly still functioning.
After centuries.
Jillion years.
I pick up all that. I pick up all that.
You know what? He also has what looks like a jeweler's kit on him.
Man had a hobby.
Had to keep that Rolex running somehow.
Alright, the 1911 weighs 2 pounds. Your like the watch, it negligent weight. Just give it like give it like 0.02 pounds, and then the jeweler's kit weighs 1 pound, and the magazines are gonna weigh the same weight as the magazines you already have in your inventory for the 9mm.
Okay.
While you're recording that information, George, Morticia, are you two just still chilling down there?
I think Jeanette's in the bathroom, so I'm gonna see if these guys want to come with me to check out the war bus.
They tell you they want to... Actually, you know what? Yeah, they're going to come with you.
So, I'm gonna go to the war bus. Do that. I guess I'll roll D10 for you. Would I say check it out on, like, the interior? Obviously.
Alright, did you just roll another D10?
I did not. I haven't rolled D10
Okay.
yet.
Just give me a D10. Let's see what's inside the vehicle.
Got a 9.
Damn! Okay, that's a good roll. Alright, as you open up the vehicle, you find that the war bus is actually loaded with crates of ammunition. There's crates of ammunition, all sorts of calibers. It looks like there's a couple spare, like 2 or 3 spare 50 cals. There's actually a legitimate crate just loaded with chainsaws. The 2 guys, their jaws drop, and they are super thrilled. They tell you that what's inside the war bus will more than make up for what they lost when you blew up the truck.
I asked him if they don't mind. I'd like to see if there's, because the only ballistic ammo that my tank uses is 20mm. I would like to see if they actually happen to have any of that in this tank. That's the only ammo I want to look for.
They say they owe you one anyways because you saved their lives. They don't mind you rummaging through the crates of ammunition.
Okay, let me roll another D10.
Oh. Damn! Alright, you actually find what looks like...
You're good now.
You actually find, somehow, by the grace of whatever God is out there, you found that there is actually 2 they're a little worse for wear. They're a little beat up. They're obviously old, slightly rusted, but there are 2 drums that might possibly fit your tank that are fully loaded. Each drum, good luck trying to carry it. Each drum has about 5,000 rounds in it.
It's a drum, so it can roll. That's all that matters to me.
Okay, so you're just gonna push it out of the bus and start rolling it towards your tank?
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna get these 2 one at a time, obviously, because I can't handle 2 of them. But I'm gonna roll these drums over to the tank.
All right, just move your character back to the tank. We're just gonna say, for the sake of for time and efficient, you have
my time here is doing this.
Yeah. All right. So, Morticia's just chilling next to the tank, so it's back to you, Aurelius.
Keep searching. I have a slight problem. I'll have to unload some stuff in the tank or the bus before we go, because I just noticed with the new weight, I've now crossed the encumbered threshold since we were carrying a bunch of stuff to start with.
You can just go ahead and we can worry about inventory management later before we leave, and we can do that when the session ends. So for now, if you want, I don't really want to spend half an hour looting this battlefield. So if you don't mind, just like tell me what you're looting real quick, and let's loot it. And then I'm only going to let you do 3 more looting actions maximum.
All right. Well, if I can only do 3 more, let's go up here, and I'll loot the dude with the motorcycle. I'll loot the guy I'm next to, and then I will loot the vehicle. Or back to whatever.
All right, your first D10's on the motorcycle.
Okie dokie, we'll do that, and I get a crappy roll.
Guess what? This is unfortunately the motorcycle that has the dude walking around. This is the motorcycle, the pilot from which Morticia raised from the dead. So, yeah, congratulations. You're looking at a busted motorcycle. It's been fried. The motor. It doesn't matter. The motorcycle's fried. Morticia electrocuted the shit out of this. The motorcycle itself isn't even functioning anymore. You have to replace the several components in order to operate it.
Well, I don't know that stuff. So that's gone. All right, El Corpo. Oh, that's pretty. I got that with a vehicle.
All right, he's got a machete on him. He's got a what looks like a. It's a whetstone, but he's got a special whetstone. It goes by a specific name, but I'm going blank on it right now. So he's got a whetstone, but the particular whetstone he has, it's like a block with it. The sandpaper edge of it is actually like granules of literal diamond.
So like a diamond whetstone.
It's like a diamond. We could just call it a diamond whetstone. It's not made of diamond. So it's essentially like a modern take on a whetstone. Is what it is.
Okay. Is that it?
You know what? Yeah, that's all he's got. We're not going to get too fancy. I just gave you a diamond item. I'm not giving you any more off him.
I will leave the machete, but I will take the whetstone. It might be useful with my bastard sword.
All right, and the little beetle of doom.
Yep, the beetle of doom. How much does that whetstone weigh? Anything?
0.0. We'll give it another 0.03 pounds.
All right. Come on, 10. Well, 7 is mediocre, I guess.
It looks like most of the interior of the vehicle is being gutted. The rear weapon system on the vehicle is a 50 caliber machine gun. The box of which is mostly empty. There's only about what looks like maybe about 40-50 rounds left in the belt. The machine gun is sadly it looks like someone made a roughshod welding in order to keep the turret in place. So to actually remove the machine gun you would have to damage it pretty badly to do so. The front of the vehicle, the driver appears to have what looks like two submachine guns that have been turned into like a makeshift front-mounted turret of sorts. The turrets, again, aren't something that you can like the turret itself, you can't dismount the guns without damaging them badly. You could probably scrap them for parts if you really wanted to take the time to do it. But if you wanted to, you could also eject the magazines, because they look like they're just regular magazines that you slam in. So if you want to take the magazines, you could. There's about 5 magazines loaded with what looks like 9mm ammunition. They're not going to fit your pistol. The bullets would, but the magazines won't. There's also what appears to be 2 bottles of vodka sitting in the center dashboard, not opened yet. And there appears to be a Molotov that rolled up underneath the driver's seat. And your character also finds a joint.
Ooh.
Okay. I will take the vodka bottles. I will take the Molotov. I will take the 50 caliber ammunition, and I'll take the submachine gun ammunition with the mags.
Oh, but you're gonna leave the joint. Damn.
What?
You don't,
Really? That's the one thing I would have taken.
yeah, but who knows where those lips of those raiders have been? He might get face cooties.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got some like deep sea barnacles growing on his lips in a week or so if he smokes that thing.
Barnacles.
That's a colorful way of putting it. Alright. Aurelius, if you're done looting it, I'm not going to worry about weight because you're just going to offload it into the tank anyways. So if you want to move back to the tank and offload what you want to put in the tank, you're going to have to notify George, but we're going to do that after the match, or after the session ends, so don't worry about that just yet.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. George, for you, I'm going to need your character to roll a crafting plus intelligence check. Let's see if you can actually get the ammo hooked up to your miniguns and actually make it useful, so to speak.
Well, surely to God, I will craft an intelligence, you said?
Yes. And I know you have an outrageous roll with crafting.
I have a max craft. 6, that's 1, 2 with a roll again. 3 with 2 roll agains. I got 4 successes.
Sure.
I thought you had like a special bonus with crafting.
With wheel vehicles, I do. I can't tell. Is this vehicle wheeled? Well, I'm not dealing.
No, it's treads. It's treads. It's you know, I mean, it's a tank.
Also, my computers is my computers is 4 out of 5, and my science is 2 out of 5. I might be able to figure it out.
I know people are gonna look at me like a prick if I say no. Unfortunately, because it's a tank, when it says wheeled vehicles, I'm gonna go ahead and say like your common vehicles or common-esque vehicles. Yes, your character would have a really good check at. This is a tank, so it's technically considered a specialized vehicle of sorts. So I'm not gonna give you your wheeled vehicle bonus with it.
Well, with my dude has been a mechanic by trade. You could use, everything's got to go somewhere. In theory, he should be able to route something to and from to find shit. I'm
going to keep you in mind, you literally still rolled 4 successes, so relax. You're good.
Oh, okay.
You're 1 success short of a... No, you're fine, It's just because I know if I give you the wheeled vehicle bonus, you get like 12 dice or something.
That's if I'm running... that's if I'm modifying a wheel. So that's Automotive Genius I don't know, loading ammo. I don't know if it's for modifying. I don't know if you consider that modifying.
No, loading ammo's not modifying a vehicle.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So
if I'm modifying, I get an assload of dice. Yes.
All right. No, you're fine. You offloaded the ammo. You hooked it up, and the tank actually reloads its turrets once you hook the drums up correctly. It takes your character all of about maybe 4 to 5 minutes to figure out how to do it. It really isn't that difficult. It looks like there's a slot that's built into the side of the tank. You ended up at it almost like a USB drive. You just attach the drum to the side of the tank, and all you hear the mechanical rivets of the tank actually hum to life, and it immediately starts offloading the ammo into the turrets, or into the Vulcan miniguns. Waiting for that to finish is actually what takes so much time, though.
I did do 2 bursts with a 6,000 RPM gun. There were 2 of them, so yeah.
Alright, you offload all the ammo from both drums. You're fine. You just ditch the drums at this point. They're just empty.
Okay. I guess at this point, Morticia, really, so you guys good to go?
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna check in with the convoy guys, see if they're ready to go, or we'll just follow them to motor mine. I'll just real quickly warp my guy over there and do what I asked them, what I said.
They tell you, yeah, you can just follow them if you want. They'll take you straight to motor mine. Just be aware that there might the captain's goons might still be in the area, and they don't know to what degree you may have pulled away any of his reinforcements in this fight. So when you actually get to motor mine, there's a possibility that you're probably going to get into a firefight. If that's the case, they're requesting that you defend this war bus with your life because motor mine needs the ammunition.
Okay, well, I got a lot of firepower with that tank, luckily.
Morticia's not happy about this.
Well, we'll have you charge your adamantine arrow so you'll just like one-shot snipe something of value.
Well, she can't just perpetually keep the spell charged, so...
Damn.
No.
Yeah, I figured, like, if we start a fight, I can't. I don't know, I mean, it's obvious. It's God's choice.
It's God's choice. Alright, so... I'm gonna go ahead and say you guys just want to keep rolling on by. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and say you just follow these guys to motor mine. Okay. It takes you all of about maybe, we're going to say it takes about 15-20 minutes by vehicle to actually get... So there's just going to be a little bit of theater of the mind. Again, this was going to be a very short session because I didn't know which route you were going to take with you guys, and it's been a long hot minute since your group actually played. So I knew this was going to be an outrageously short session. Next session will not be short, most likely. So... for now, we're going to do a little theater of the mind. So for the viewers, I might pan around this map because I get bored a little, but ignore the visuals, okay? The map is done. So this is going to be a little bit of theater of the mind, and then we're probably just going to kill the game session for now, until next week at least. So it takes about 15-20 minutes by vehicle for you guys to actually get to Motamine. And despite the warnings that were given to you, your whole travel to Motamine goes quite smooth. There's no one that jumps you. You don't get in trouble with anybody. Like it doesn't look like there's any more raiders. And when you pull up to the edge of Motamine, which it looks like a large, it almost looks like a small mountainous bunker, almost like a natural bunker, not even man-made really, that you come up to. So, how do we describe this to you guys? Motamine is essentially a subterranean mine. It's a whole survivor compound built into a subterranean mining facility. When you pull up to Motamine, it looks like there's just a large gaping cave entrance with a handful of guys right outside that they're in like roughshod trenches, and two of them are armed or not armed with, but they're essentially operating what looks like two heavy turrets, essentially dual-barreled 50 cals, with rough scrap metal armor plating as a form of a ballistic shield. There's no one actually laying siege to them by the looks of it, though there are plenty of bodies laying around. And closer to the door, you notice that there appear to be some, what looks like old world security hounds. They're functional. Many makeshift repairs have been made to keep them functional, but they're functional. There's about 4 of them, plus 2 more drones floating around off in the about 60, 80 feet above your heads. The survivors in the bus don't really seem to they don't seem to really care that you guys showed up without any issues, but the one of the guards, they aren't happy about you guys rolling up in the tank, but they also don't stop you or cause any problems. You're introduced by your introductions are carried out by the 2 survivors that you saved. the guards tell you, or the guards mention that, oh, you must be the guys that pulled the rest of the rest of the captain's troops away. They seemed pretty frightened after the little mushroom cloud went off in the distance. I don't know what firepower you're packing, probably something involving that tank, but they backed off once that mushroom cloud appeared. They'll probably be back in a couple days, though, once they realize that we're not pressing the attack. Or counterattacking them in any way.
Well, I'm glad we gave y'all some breathing room then.
They nod in appreciation and ask if you guys intend on staying at all.
We got a lot of business to take care of here, and then this guy pointing at Aurelius, this guy right here, he himself has some beef with the captain, so I'm pretty sure he'd like, we've got issues with the captain ourselves.
George, keep in mind, you have beef too, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not bringing it up.
So you're just gonna call Aurelius out? Okay.
Well,
My are
Love
bigger.
it.
reasoning why is being a former slave to the captain, I don't want them thinking I still have some kind of allegiance to the captain.
Odd way of looking at that, but okay, sure, we'll accept it. By the way, Morticia, they are not happy about your corpse. They are actually demanding that you either lift your spell, or they know that regular zombies don't just sit there and wander around with humans. So they know there's magic afoot. So they tell you that they want the zombie, they want you to dissipate your spell or kill your zombie or something, because they're not letting you in along with the corpse.
But he's my pack mule.
They don't care
Turn him into
Why
a cat.
don't they like him?
because he's a zombie.
People are weak-minded.
They're also not happy that they're not happy with George, Aurelius, and Morticia. They're not happy with all three of you for the fact that you're bringing a necromancer into their settlement.
Well, that's rather close-minded.
Well,
They're not stopping you from entering. They are stopping Morticia from entering because they're not going to let her enter while she has the zombie with her.
well, Morticia,
Unfortunate.
unfortunately, it is unfortunate for you, but think of it this way.
Why?
In the future, because we're going to be dealing with the captain a lot probably, there'll be plenty more puppets you can summon. But since we got a lot of business we got to get taken care of here, I kind of want things to be as smooth as possible.
What if I hide him?
Well, I mean, he's out in front of the guards already. They know he's his corpse.
Well, yeah, but like he can go do his own thing, right?
Are you going to wander off and hide him? I mean, you could do that if you wanted to. It is, I guess, an option. If you can give him simple commands, you can tell him to wait.
Well, also, you got to think, if they watch you walk off with him, and then you come back without him, surely to God they're not ignoramuses, and they'll realize you just hid him somewhere.
Well, they said he can't come in. They didn't say anything. So. Okay, whatever. I don't care that much. They gotta carry the shit, though, because I can't carry it all, so.
You can put it in the tank.
Okay, cool.
So are you gonna like off your little minion, or are you gonna go hide him?
I'm just gonna tell him to go away. Yeah. So.
You're just gonna have him wander
We'll have
off?
him go hide.
Okay, so
Stay
keep
relatively
in
nearby.
mind he doesn't have intelligence, so to speak. You would have to go off with him and then tell him to wait somewhere.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna go off with him, and I'll tell them that I will take him and take him away, and
Okay.
I will return.
Okay, we'll come back to that then. George and Aurelius, this is what we're gonna do with you guys. You guys go. Your tank gets parked. There is what appears to be they essentially tell you that they have like a form of garage-like elevator that they invite you into. So you drive both. It looks like almost like a landing pad. It looks like an oversized landing pad. There's no aerial markers on it. It just looks like a giant metal plate that's laying there out in the desert next to this. That's part of this mountaintop that you've driven up on top of. So you position your tank, and the war bus gets positioned next to you. They pull a lever, and all of a sudden, it's very slow, but there's a grating noise, and the metal plate starts sliding down into the mountain. As it does, heavy bulkhead doors seal above you, and the elevator takes you down into the subterranean mining shafts. As it looks like an oversized elevator shaft initially, and then it opens up as you go further down. Your oversized elevator shaft is no longer closed. It looks like you have large rusted steel beams that form the skeletal work of an elevator shaft, but it's essentially an open shaft at this point that allows you to view out over the entire open chasm, the underground chasm that is Motomine. This is a subterranean city, and by the looks of it, you can hear it. You can hear the sound of industry. You can hear the sound of mining, the hubbub of people, and this settlement easily has hundreds, if not thousands, of people living in it.
It's a good place. Lot bigger than Noriega.
It's huge.
What used to be Noriega.
The guard tells you that may be true, but most people never actually see the sunlight around here. He tells you, can you believe it? There's actually probably a whole generation of people who have never been above ground.
That actually is a little wild. Like, do y'all have to worry about, like, I don't know, any kind of respiratory issues, like diseases?
He shrugs his shoulders and he's like, I mean, we've got black lung, but that's for the people who live in the lower levels. This is the upper level, and he gestures to the whole chasm that you're looking at. He explains to you that there's actually 3 other sections. He points off into the distance, and it looks like at the far end of the chasm, there's another large elevator shaft, almost like a metal tube, that goes upwards into what looks like a sideways, almost like a small sideways skyscraper built into the wall of the chasm. And he tells you that area is the high security and wealthy district where the elite live, and where most of the military personnel live as well. And he tells you off to the far end, he tells you at the, not the far end, but he points off to the left and tells you opposite of us is another large elevator shaft that'll take you to the other 2 deeper regions. Level 1 is the market and common area. It's where you're generally speaking the majority of your moderately well-to-do people live, and where your merchant sections are and the entertainment hub.
Okay.
1 level below, which is sub-level 1, is where most of the industry and general workers live, and they deal with some issues. And then you have in the sub-level 2 section, that's where most of the mining takes place, and that's also where they keep most of their criminals. He tells you that Motomine doesn't really deal with, they don't believe in the death penalty because it's wasted labor, and they don't believe in prison either. If you get sent any crime you are found guilty of in Motomine, it results in X number of years where you are locked in sub-level 2, where you will have a mining quota that you have to fill.
Makes sense, because with them, I guess with however how long Motomine's been operating, you kind of need to expand. Doesn't surprise me.
Weston, thank you very much for the subscription, man. It means a lot. Thank you very much. I know you just hopped in. I hope you're having fun. This is going to be a short game session. Just for your heads up, this particular session, it's the first one with this particular group of protagonists. They needed to refamiliarize themselves with their character sheets for the most part. I also didn't know what route they would take after they got done with the current fight, so I don't have an additional follow-on dungeon built for them yet. So right now we're just going to do Theater of the Mind with them. They just got to a subterranean survivor compound by the name of Motomine. It's a subterranean mining / industrial complex with thousands of people. I'm going to try and draft up a rudimentary map so that next game session all of you viewers can actually see, like, kind of sort of what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to describe. It's going to be kind of a cheap roughshod map because I'm not the best artist, but that's what I'm going to try and build for you guys by next week. Alright, back to you, George. You were talking. Weston says you're talking to a wall, man. I know nothing about D&D. That's okay. That's quite all right, because this is very much a homebrew game. So Most people who do know something about D&D still probably wouldn't know what's happening in this game, so don't worry about it. All right, George, back to you.
I'm gonna say, because we got both myself and Aurelius, we have a lot of equipment to offload, trade, sell, and shit like that. So I asked, I guess one of the guards that came down with us or whatever, or one of the, I guess it would be more so one of the war bus survivors. Like, so I need a couple things to get done. Firstly, we need to offload a bunch of gear. We have a bunch of, well, we need to offload a bunch of gear for trade goods and equipment. And then I need to find probably one of your, I guess you could call it more of an exotic vehicle mechanic. So I need to get some work done on this tank.
By the way, the elevator that you're on it's about halfway down the elevator shaft at this point, so you guys are still in the elevator. One of the guards that's with you kind of chuckles a bit and says, "Man, do you even know where you are? Do you know what we make in Motomine?"
I've never been to Motomine before, so you're honestly asking an ignorant person to Motomine.
Okay, so your character being a mechanic would have general knowledge in Motomine, so I'm going to go ahead and just tell you this. We're going to retcon what you just said, and I'm going to give you some general knowledge. Aurelius and Morticia would also have this information available. So Motomine is actually a very well-known survivor compound, despite its little tiny entrance, like looking completely minuscule. If you were to actually find this location, and the fact that it only has like a handful of guards outside, Motomine is big. It's arguably the second, if not the largest survivor compound that exists. It is a huge underground subterranean city. This is one of the largest survivor compounds that exist. With that said, Motomine is well known for the fact that it produces mass quantities of its own ore, various types, because of deep subterranean mining that it does, all the deep subterranean mining that it does. And they use that ore to mass manufacture firearms, ammunition of all sorts of calibers, vehicles, and if it runs on an engine, or if it's automated, or if it's a robot, I promise you Motomine has an engineer that knows how to operate it. Somewhere, somehow, they have an engineer that can help you.
Sweet. Because I got some plans for some of this shit. I'm going to be offloading a lot of my inventory, because I got a couple things that I want to do. But that also means the next session will be long, mainly because I know for a fact I'm going to be spending a lot of time trying to barter, like trade and upgrade and mechanic shit.
No worries. All right, so
I'm gonna have to tag along because my barter skills are not real good.
Dad's barter skills. How much is this? $500. Sounds like a fair price to me.
Buys a penny.
All right, so we're gonna move over to Morticia real quick. All right, Morticia, you are not really in a happy mood because you're having to hide Bert. So, Weston, I don't know when you logged in, but Morticia, mostly a necromancer, she brought a corpse back from an earlier fight, and the guards in the city didn't appreciate the fact that she was trying to bring a corpse into the city, so they turned her away and told her, you gotta kill your zombie off, or you gotta go, we're not letting you in while you have the zombie with you, essentially. So she decided to let her two teammates, George and Aurelius, go into the settlement while she wandered off into the Rocky Mountain desert to find a location to hide her little Bert.
He's a good boy.
She treats her zombies like dogs. Anyways, so
Like little burrows.
Morticia, as Bert wanders off and follows you, he's not really wandering off, he's closely following you. You walk away from the entrance. I'd say you're probably walking for about, we're going to give it about, like, not much. I wouldn't say Morticia's really the hiking type. We'll say you're probably close to about 15 minutes away. You find a nice crag of rocks to hide behind, and you tell Bert to essentially sit put. As you're telling Bert to sit put, you hear a couple rocks kind of shift above you.
Ooh, can I look?
You look, you don't see anything, but then someone taps you on the back of the shoulder.
Cool. Is it Bert?
No, it's not Bert, but you do turn around. Bert doesn't seem to be reacting to the individual, but when you turn around, it's an individual. Despite the fact that you're in the Rocky Rocky Mountains and it's hot as fuck out, this dude's actually wearing black robes, appears to have a white mask on, and he's just waving hi at you silently. And he offers you a business card.
Ooh, I will take that business card. I
All
like
it-
him already.
He has the business card gives you an address to what appears to be it just gives you an address, like an actual mailing address. It had on one side, it doesn't have anything on it. It's just a black business card with a mailing address on the front side. On the back side, it has a yellow smiley face, and in small print next to it, it says the Cult of Scream.
Jesus Christ. These assholes.
Oh, George knows who this is. This a reference to something that I do not know?
You not remember the gang of scream turds that were like beating us up at the cabins?
Nope.
A couple.
Okay, that's fine. She doesn't remember. Morticia, the guy in front of you, as you're looking at the business card, he pulls out a small digital camera and actually takes a photo of you.
Oh.
He shows you the photo that he made. Like, he turns the camera around and shows you the photo that he just took.
Okay.
He's silent, but he's gesturing with his hand and starts nodding yes, as if it's a question. He's trying to get your approval.
I mean, do I like the picture? Sure.
I mean, that's up to you. It's just the picture is your character looking down at the business card.
Yeah, that's fine. Thumbs up.
He gives you a thumbs up, too, and seems to be really enthusiastic about it. He puts the camera away, and then he pulls out a knife and stabs you in the gut.
Ooh, can I stab him back?
Well, seeing as how you have your arcane shield up passively, it just bounces off the shield, which surprises him. So, yeah, if you want to pull out your ceremonial knife and stab him back, that's fine.
Doing it.
Got your antium thingy and.
Well, she has to charge that. He's already right in front of her.
Dual-wield taser his ass.
Do you just want to stab him, Jeanette?
Let's see. Stabbing only does like a small amount of. Can I do vampiric touch? I want to suck his life force out of him.
Yeah, you could do that too. You could do that
Okay.
too. You just have to successfully cast the spell first.
Okay.
Oh God.
Surely I could get that. That is. Let's see. That's the thing. Okay.
We kill like 2 or 3? Wow.
Oh no.
You only need one success to pull the spell off.
Well,
Yep.
She didn't get it.
Oh my god.
Well, we're not. Does this count as a fight? Can I try it again?
Well,
We have 2 actions.
Well, hold on. So, you put your hand out and you touch the man that's in front of you on the shoulder, and so oddly, you're a little baffled by the fact that you just failed to cast your spell. He shrugs you. He backs away from you, sheathes his knife, and shakes no, and then he turns around and runs off.
He's a germaphobe.
Wow.
Electrocute his ass.
He's already too
Well,
far away. Like
he ran away.
He ran away.
He's a fast runner.
I mean, if
Well,
you want to,
Must have been on the track team.
Morticia can try and chase him if she really wants to, but he did just run off.
I'm very intrigued.
Okay, you're gonna follow him.
I want to follow him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, you wander off and follow. Are you take off after him? In that
Yeah.
case, I'm gonna leave your turn there.
Word to God, if we lose Morticia because of this shenanigans.
Okay.
Charge arrow.
She says she wanted to chase after him, so that's up to her. She's just chasing after him at this point. Dad really wants you to just charge a spell and whack his ass, but if Morticia just wants to follow him, she can also just follow him. Which
I
is
don't know
what
if I really want to kill him because I'm also intrigued.
you don't have to kill him. You just follow him like you planned on doing. It's Aurelius that wants you to kill him.
I just don't want
Well,
you to
he's
get
not here.
lost in the
Yeah.
desert.
Well, I didn't say I was gonna get lost in the desert. I can see perspective enough. My intelligence is relatively high. Okay? Don't know. I'm not an idiot. But I'm still following this fucker. At
Okay.
least for a bit.
Okay. All
You're
right.
not an idiot. You have no common sense.
They're decent too. Actually, my wits are quite. Well, that's finesse. Oh, that's a different thing.
All right. So, this is meant to be a short game session to get you guys refamiliarized because it's your first Twitch stream, or your first time going live. It's also your first time in a while getting refamiliarized with your characters. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I know it's a really short stream, but we're going to end it here. If you guys are good with it, Friday next week, I would like to have your next session, and that one will be a little longer.
As far as I'm tracking, I am good Friday next week. I'm not tracking anything that's cropped up.
Is it going to be okay with the two of you? The other two of you?
Essentially, I think I'm supposed to have my other D&D group that day, but it looked like it was 50-50 when they were messaging in the chat about it. So I will have to keep you posted within the next couple days.
If it's not, then what is the earliest time you can notify me?
Probably by like Monday, the latest. So I would say before then. I'll
Okay.
find out this weekend.
Okay, thank you. Because if you can't do Friday, I need you to give me some alternative times. Okay.
Saturdays are good.
I mean, I can do Saturday too. I can do a Saturday night. That's fine. I just need you. I just need to know.
Okay. Well, opt for Saturday if it's good for the others.
George,
I'm okay. Saturdays are okay with me. Honestly, I prefer Friday nights, but I can deal with Saturdays.
Dad, is Saturday night gonna be a good alternative time for you?
Only not if MJ's here, but yeah, I'd say it's okay.
Okay, so Friday, preferably if you can, Jeanette. If you can't do it because of your other group that you have obligations to, we'll shoot for Saturday. All right,
Okay.
all right, wonderful. I'm gonna have some more dungeons built for you guys by then. In the meantime, thank you all very much. This was a very short session. Next week, this group is gonna have a longer session. There's going to be a lot of theater of the mind involved regarding Motomind because there's just no way, like, Roll20 is not going to give me the maps I need to build that. So everything involving Motomind directly is going to be theater of the mind. But we will have a dungeon set up. We're going to have George and Aurelius do their thing. And we're going to have a little one-on-one time with Morticia next session as well.
What time are you looking for?
Preferably no later than 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I will do my best. Again,
Actually, no. You have your baby you have to deal with. Let's just keep for 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
yeah,
Is that
You're
good for?
really-
Is that good for everybody?
that should work for me.
I have to get up and work.
Hey,
Not.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. It was a pleasure. I'm glad I got to entertain some of you. Weston, I know you just subscribed and you came in at the end of the session. My apologies for that. Next session, there is no Sunday D&D session this week. That's getting canceled. But next week we've got Friday night and we've got Sunday night. Friday might get moved to Saturday. Depends on what Morticia's schedule looks like. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. I'll keep you informed. Please take a look at my Twitch schedule for updates on D&D. Peace out.